So I wasn't recording the first time, but I was just thinking about motherhood and reflecting on my life and where I am now with it. My son is 4 years old, and I just feel like everything I've been through as a mother has taught me to be resilient as well as just give myself grace. I know a lot of people say that phrase now, give yourself grace, but you really have to, because I can be so hard on myself as a mother, like expecting certain things or expecting to be at a certain place in my life, as well as even though I accomplished a lot, I felt like when I became a mother, I still had things on my to-do list, and certain things were done, certain things weren't. But I also felt kind of like in a displaced mindset a little bit, like a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of competing with my old self versus my new self, my new life versus my old life. And some people don't really talk about it. When I talk to some mothers, they don't really mention it, or they don't really want to talk about it, or maybe they don't have the same struggles as me, because I kind of had a life prior to being a mother where I pretty much lived for myself, and I lived how I wanted to live and did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. I would say very much a selfish life, being a single woman and just living my life like for myself, or some like Carrie Blackshaw shit, Carrie Bradshaw. So I was just doing my own thing. I never really had to question, how my decisions affect other people in that regard. So I was able to travel freely and do certain things freely, make decisions based on what I wanted every single time. But when you're a mother, it's just a different experience. It's not really about you anymore. As much as you still want something to be about yourself, and people tell you, oh yeah, take care of yourself and nurture yourself. But that's like totally a struggle sometimes. Like I've had times where I've been to the doctor many times, but it wasn't for myself, it was for my son. And when I finally made it to the doctor, they'll say, oh, you haven't been here in like a year or two. I'm like, a year or two? And it's because I'm so used to taking him to the doctor for his checkups and his shots and vaccinations, and just, the yearly checkup, as well as just any other kind of appointment he needed. So it's kind of like you have to definitely prioritize yourself as a mother in that process. That's what I've learned as well, and finding that balance. As well as being a new mother, you just deal with a lot of societal issues where people have their say about what they think you should be doing as a mother, from the father or your partner, your husband. Like, people expect certain things, as well as the public, so it's just kind of like that could be a struggle you deal with as well. Obviously, if you have your own standard of how you want to be as a woman, as a mother, you already have that in place. But then if you have other people commentating on what you're doing as a mother, how you're doing it, and they're barely there to see really what you do day to day, day in out, it's kind of like a disgusting thing. But I'll be honest, when I was a single person and I never was a parent, I kind of was hard on parents too. I kind of thought I knew everything about being a parent, and I wasn't even a parent. I even thought, like, oh, the person is treating a child badly. That's wrong. And it wasn't right, probably, but maybe they are having a hard day. Maybe they are taking this hard day out on their kids. Maybe they are doing it by themselves. Maybe they do have a lot of systematic oppression mixed with struggles, mental disorders, mental health issues that I don't know about. And I'm not saying it's okay for them to abuse their kids in front of me, but at the end of the day, I don't know the mother or father struggle. So I do feel like now that I'm a parent, I definitely give other parents grace. I don't judge as much. Sometimes, yeah, you may feel like, dang, why do they have to treat their kids so badly? Publicly as well, embarrass their kids. But it's like maybe someone did it to them, or maybe they have their own mental health issues. So I just try to stay out of that kind of stuff in a way, even though I've had moments where I've interjected myself into people's rearing of their kids, and I've had arguments and everything. But I feel like now that I'm a parent, I definitely give people more grace. I have my way I deal with my son. I have my way how I manage, his behavior. I don't try to embarrass him or make him feel like small, even though he's younger than me. He's a little kid. But at the end of the day, it's just like I am the parent, so I still have to kind of have some kind of leverage over his behavior and keep my cool, because I don't want to get too angry or frustrated because it's not going the way I think it should go. Because toddlers are definitely going to test you or kind of challenge you. Not even a test, more like a challenge of who's in the power seat. He's definitely, my son's very, I'm not going to say opinionated, but more like determined to do what he wants to do, kind of. And some people will say, "Oh, that's a bad kid." Or this, I think bad kids do exist. I used to think that kids can never be bad, but definitely kids can be bad. I've seen it with teaching, education. Kids can be bad, but I think a lot of kids who act out are just a cry for help and a cry for attention and validation. And usually when kids do bad things, they get attention. So I understand why kids act like that. And yes, it can be considered bad, but then it's like they're not getting the attention they need at home. They're not getting the validation they need at home. And when they probably do good things, no one really notices or cares because they expect them to do those things. But when you do bad things, then you kind of get that acknowledgement and attention. So this is just like a mom rant. I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I always kind of felt like, I have to do this every day. It's gonna be so challenging. And also just like, I'm kind of a semi-private person, but I'm like, well, I can share a little of my thoughts or my experiences with my wisdom. Maybe it can help someone out there, a young mother, new mother. And I feel like motherhood can be kind of lonely. And I connected with a few of my friends who are mothers or new mothers, and it is pretty much a lonely kind of journey. And it becomes more lonelier when you isolate yourself, So it can be intimidating to connect with other mothers because some people are very judgy or judgmental, or people feel like they have to compete with you, what their kids do versus your kids. And I've met other mothers like that in the parks. And I'm just like, okay. So like, for example, my son is like good at climbing and very active kid, jumping, flying, climbing, going the highest heights on a jamboree machine. I don't know what it's called. Like the climber, it's like a pyramid and they can climb up on it, or it's like a web and they can climb up on it. I don't know what it's really called at the park, but he likes high heights. He can climb up without having fear. But also he's only gotten like that because I kind of push him to be like that. I'm kind of like always challenging him, like, oh, do that, climb higher, go high, go. So I'm always encouraging him to be a little risky, I guess, in the parks that we go to do high heights. And I've had some parents say like, oh, wow, he's doing that. He's only that age. I'm like, yeah, he likes doing it too. He's not like crying when he's doing it. He's just doing it. He's being brave, He can cry and whine about other stuff, but when it comes to climbing, he can do the climbing. So some parents might be like, oh, wow, his son does that. Wow, it's impressive. Or my kids are not climbers. Wow, we don't climb. We can't do this and that. I'm like, you're telling your child they can't do something, they're not going to do it, You have to encourage. But I'm a new parent here, so I don't know everything about parenting. But I think the best thing a parent can do is encourage their kids to do anything they want to do and just stand behind that. I mean, I guess people want their kids to not be too risky and dangerous, but I feel like at the end of the day, life is kind of involves a level of risk in taking chances on yourself and trying new things. And if they don't have that in them, they're going to have kind of like a very mundane life, or very stationary life, right? It's just kind of same thing every day. But I challenge him, and he does the climbing, the jumping in the parks, and he likes to do different activities like that. But once again, I feel like motherhood can be very isolating, and sometimes you just isolate yourself as well, because you're going through so many changes and different emotions and different hormonal, changes. But I would say for the most part, I enjoy motherhood, and I enjoy being my son's mother specifically, because his personality is very fun and adventurous, and he's very open to trying new things. He's just 4, but except for food, he's a little picky with that. But like, he likes to do different activities, go to museum, go to the zoo, normal kid stuff. And then he likes to travel. Like, I want to go here. Like pointing at pictures. Like, I want to check this out and see this. I'm like, okay. So I'm looking to enjoy the ride of motherhood and see him grow to a man, from boys to a kid to a toddler from a baby, toddler, kid, man. Just grow as a person in his whole existence. But this is a mom rant. I did a podcast during the pandemic, talking about, it was called Mom Shit, where I just talked about my mom experiences at the time when I first became a mother. So if you want to tune into it, I'm going to drop a link eventually when I get all that together. But yeah, it's just me talking about motherhood. And I probably will do more videos about this because it comes natural to talk about it. Bye-bye.